Hi everyone, Southpaw here. Today I'll teach you how to make a fluid sim in Blender. To start, open your new scene. You'll have the camera, the cube, and the lamp. Scroll over in this window to the Physics tab, which has an image of a bouncing ball. Click on the fluid, change the type to domain. This will create a fluid. If you hit Alt-A to play your animation, you can see it moves, but you don't have any control where or how fast it's flowing. To change that, add a new object, go into wireframe so you can see it a little better, move it around as you wish, go to fluid again, change type to inflow. This is where the fluid will come from after you rebake. Set your velocity to whatever you feel like, and then click on your domain cube again and rebake. I'm going to put mine at a very low res so you can see without having to wait half an hour for it to bake. Click that. This will appear at the top. It's baking. Might take a little while depending on how high your resolution is, but don't worry, it's working. I'm going to hit Z again to go out of wireframe, and Alt-A to play the animation. And I think we made our cube a little bit too small because it fills up really fast. So I'm going to cancel that bake. Scale this up a lot, and try again. And if it's only half baked, if it gets to a frame that hasn't done yet, it'll turn back into a cube. I'm going to smooth shade this so it looks a little more realistic. Okay, it's done. That is the easy way to do it. You can also add an outflow object, which I'm going to do now. Go to Fluid, type Outflow. Put it wherever you want. Then you have to rebake this. We'll put it at even lower res so it goes faster. And as you can see, that the fluid is rising a little bit slower than it was before because I have this outflow object in here. So I'm going to stop this playing. And now we will texture the water. Make sure you have this selected, which is your domain object. This already has material on it. Change the color. It looks best with a very light blue. You can do whatever with the specular intensity. I like putting mine low because water is kinda shiny, but not that shiny, depending on how bright it is. Transparency, ray trace, alpha. Turn that way down, almost to nothing. If you want a better preview of this, hit N, go to display, change multi-texture to GLSL. Then hit Alt-Z to go into textured mode. As you can see, that's almost transparent. If we render this really quick, that's what it looks like. Doesn't look too bad, but it's not really a high enough res to actually be convincing water. You can do whatever else you want with this stuff too. Can add some mirroring to it, which adds some realism. And this will change the color, and that's reflectivity. One is invisible unless if there's nothing else in the scene. I'll put mine at a little less than half. Re-render. That's a little better. And another thing that will be very helpful to you in Fluid Sims. I can set this as an obstacle, so the water bounces off of it. So we'll rebake that. And as you can see, it's bouncing off after hitting it. It's not doing that great because it's at such a low resolution, but you can see what it does. And after that's done baking, I'll show you how to get it to go through it like a pipe. So take this, go into edit mode, face select, take these two faces, delete them. Select all, E for extrude, scale it down a little bit. It's a pipe. Not a very pretty pipe, but it's a pipe. I'll put this fairly close so you can see what it does. Now the important part. Volume initialization. Change that to shell. If it's in volume, it'll be pretty much a regular box. Shell is based on the polygons and vertices, so you can have a hollow object. So, rebake this yet again. And it's going through it. Not very nicely, because it's at low resolution, but it works. And if I were to change this to volume, things would probably go differently. It's not going through, even though there's nothing there, because it has the volume as a regular box still. Why that is, I do not know. Also, in Fluid World, you can change viscosity presets to water, oil, honey, or you can just make something up that you like. Fluid boundary, smooths it out a little better, remove air bubbles. It doesn't always do anything. So that's the basics of how to make a fluid sim in Blender. Hope you liked this. Please leave comments below and go to pwslx.yolasite.com to share your Blender creations.